Entrepreneurship isn't for everyone. I don't even know what's for me, but I'm not going to let that stop me from operating in the gifts that God has given me and to pursue this business. Let me rewind a little bit. I want to introduce myself. My name is Imanis Sade. I am the CEO and owner of Sade's Artistry. I'm a licensed nail tech and cosmetologist. I wanted to make this series to relaunch my business. I'm relaunching my press-on nail business. Just wanted to bring you all along the journey with me. You know, entrepreneurship can be hard. It can be a headache sometimes, especially when God has given you a vision and you're just like, he's told you to do this and you're like, okay, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Come along the journey with me of rebuilding my business on the principles of and the foundation of God. As an entrepreneur, I can say that there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, but that's okay. It comes with that because that helps to build you and where you need to be, and it just allows you to see, okay, this is not going well in this area. This is what I need to pivot to. And I just want to be their encourager. I just want to encourage and remind everyone that keep going. Like, don't stop. Don't give up. I wanted to give up. In the first 2 years of my business, I was doing completely well. You know, this is going to be a complete vulnerable and transparent moment, but I feel like more of this needs to be said because a lot of us like to put on this mask and make it seem like everything's okay when we're not to be okay. And it's okay to admit that because that's the first step of healing. And for the longest, I was depressed. I gave up on my business. I wasn't showing up for it. And God brought me out of that. You know, he's changed my life. So I had to turn this business around and be a good steward of what he's given me. And with that being said, this allowed me to, you know, dismantle everything and tear down and unlearn what the world wanted me, what the world thinks I should do as an entrepreneur or in this business. But I'm building my business on the foundation and the principles of God because he's given me the business, he's given me the idea, and now I must be a good steward of it. And just how I operate my business, you know, I want to show up in so many ways, like being Christ-minded. I'm here to tell my fellow nail artists, press-on nail artists, nail technicians, cosmetologists, whoever you are in the beauty industry, you can have a faith-based business. You can serve God. You can be a lash tech. You can be a nail tech. You can combine and merge the two. I feel like a lot of people in the beauty industry, they want to do that, and they want to do that, but they're just like, I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know if that's going to steer people away. Those who are for you will be for you. I don't know any other way but to live my life through Christ and to implement that in everything. And I'm excited for this journey. I'm excited for, you know, what's to come. And I wish I would have recorded and, you know, documented my journey from the beginning. Since 2020, I started Sade's Artistry, and, you know, it's never too late. It's never too late to learn. It's never too late to change something, to do things differently. It's never too late, and giving up is not an option. So every day for the month of April, I will be making this series and recording content and sharing it with you all, recording and just sharing the behind the scenes of my business and, you know, what it takes to operate a press-on nail business and the ins and outs of it and everything behind the scenes and just what I do up until launch day and just further into that. So I can't wait. I hope this video will encourage someone. You know, it's never too late to start over, to rebrand, to rebuild, to repurpose. God has a purpose for everything. So stay tuned. Make sure you stay tuned for my series. I can't wait. Sade's Artistry Press-on Nails will be relaunching April 28th. My website. Make sure you subscribe to my email list, everything. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video and follow me. If you're a fellow press-on nail artist, I would love for you to comment below and just to share your journey, your experience. We can all build together. I encourage other nail artists to be your best self, you know, show up as your authentic self. You know, I let a lot of things stop me because I'm like, I don't have the most aesthetic background. I don't have a dedicated nail room. I don't have this, I don't have that. But it's like, God can't bless you and allow you to have more when you can't even steward the little that you have. He's really been teaching me in this season. I'm just like, you know, I have everything that I have. I'm blessed. And like, even as long as I've been in business, you know, there are things, like I said, I had to tear down, had to repurpose and, you know, just relearn all these things. And God has allowed me to start over, and I owe it to him. So I have to steward over what I have and just allow him to have his way and see where he takes his business, because my gifts aren't for me. They are to help someone else. And, you know, I pray that through the nails that I make, I'm able to be a blessing to someone. Even just having this business sprout to somewhere that I never imagined it going by me just making nails, because what I want to do and convey in this business is encouraging, teaching, blessing, and just coming from a place of love. You know, if I'm being completely transparent, I fell out of love with making nails. I fell out of love with just the whole business overall, but I was at a very dark place in my life at that time. I was at a place where it just seemed like it was so hard to get out of, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. And I completely let myself go. I wasn't showing up as my best self for my family, for my friends. I wasn't even showing up my best self for God, and God had to change that around. So I'm blessed that he's given me a second chance. He's given me another opportunity, and that I'm able to again start things over and build on the foundation of him, because none of this would be possible if it wasn't for him. And you know, I just want to let people know, like, these are things that are normal. You know, we tend to cover these things up. You know, we don't want to expose the truth, or because we don't look like what society says we should look like, that we can't show up that way. I think showing up as your truest and your most authentic self is the best way you can, because why would you want to be anybody else? Why would you want to put on this facade? You know, I get it, you know, it can be discouraging because you want to have a certain look, you want to have a certain aesthetic, but it's like, you got to start from somewhere. These things you got to build on, and that's what God has been showing me and revealing to me. So again, I'm excited for this journey. I'm excited to rebuild, relaunch, rebrand, again, repurpose. It's truly an honor and amazing, because this business isn't for me, it's God's, and everything that I'm going to do with this business is to work towards the kingdom of heaven. You know, there aren't a lot of faith-based nail businesses, let alone a faith-based press-on business, and I'm not aware of. I may not be the first. I'm not claiming anything, because we are all here to work for the kingdom of heaven. We are all here to work as God's humble servants. I'm excited to see where this goes, and yeah, just being able to make quality nail for everyone. I use soft gel nails. They're reusable. They're nails with a purpose, I like to say. It's amazing because God has really placed back in me the love that I have for this. You know, there are times that I face that are challenging, but I just remember his word. I stick to his word, and I'm just like, I gotta do this. I gotta thug this thing out, because it's so much more than what meets the eye. I can't be disobedient. I can no longer operate from a place of stagnation and just, you know, not doing nothing. So moving forward, we are only moving forward. We are doing things to, you know, we're taking it day by day. And, you know, throughout the years, I've done a lot of researching. I've done a lot of analyzing, and it helped me throughout the years. Like, even though I took a step back, it allowed me to see things from a bigger scope of view and what is missing in the nail industry, where I can put a change here, where I can, you know, improve something here. Every setback has a comeback, and I believe how that saying goes. And yes, this is not my comeback, it's God's comeback. You know, this is all for the glory of Him, and I'm just thankful that He's using me as a vessel. So make sure y'all stay tuned for Sade's Artistry press on nail drop. And also, I'll be having some digital nail planners. So if you're like me and you make nails and you're like so much in your head and you're just like, okay, I don't like this design, let me plan this out. I'm going to have some digital nail planners so you can sketch out your nail designs ahead, so this way you don't have to waste material. You have your design, you can go by that. And yeah, just all the nails that I'm gonna make. I'm excited for the spring summer designs that I'm going to do. And yes, I'm making, and you can request a custom order through my website. Yes, I'm excited. So make sure you all stay tuned. Thank you for those who's watching. Again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and come along for the journey. See you next episode.